What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We are back on Danganronpa. We are continuing where we left off. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused a tragedy 1 year ago. So the ultimate despair apparently is not one person, but it's an organization. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. It's locked, but we have a way to open this door. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room? Of course I do. It's absolutely vital. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right? That's right. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Hey Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right? Let's find out. Zion slid into the keyhole and then... Yes, it opened. And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. The background music kind of loud, developers. Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Ultimate pain, suffering, despair, execution, and death. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up, like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped. Bro, I don't care about the passage. I had no idea we were so far down. Nah. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. And now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long? Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous? Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So, because we take pride in it. Pride? A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of the society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort. It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because like I said, it's our source of pride. So that explains. That's where I came here when I was looking up info about the school online. I never saw anything about it. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family. And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, It was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that. Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reconnected after all these years, right? You would have had so much to talk about. There's nothing I want to talk to my father about. There's something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it? I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented. He had a promising future. But he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument. And young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him. If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had a chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true. There's one thing that I can never forgive. Really? The way everyone else looked at me. Well, I will say this. That's a dumb reason not to forgive someone. And again, there should never be as a human being, there should never be something that you will never forgive. Because you don't have that right. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing. But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow. That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him off. You know what, Naegi, I wish you would have died, bro. Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No. Is blood really enough to call someone family? Yes, actually it is. Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that, I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. And I said, I wish you would shut up and get up this ladder already. I kept climbing in silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Looks like this is it. On the other side of the door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back. Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't easily say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Old Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was returning the favor. So now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might... You're worried? Yeah, of course. Then let's just get a concrete answer. Huh? Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's... If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time... It's only a matter of time... it's only a matter of time till we're found out. And it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared? You said something like that before. What does that mean? The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Makuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was? If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we? Monokuma should be in the gym. Let's get going. I'm gonna swallow hard because that bear could come out and slaughter us at any moment right now. Let's face the facts. Not even Sakura could kill him, and she was built like Akuma, so... And where are the others at? Or maybe we don't need to speak to them yet. Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead! What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really going to be okay? Are we really going to be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you? So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to. What? But before you do, let me just say one thing. If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose? You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that? Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so I forgot. Let me see. I think you hit what? This? No. I was supposed to be chosen as the blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about? But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that. And in response to that unexpected development, you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No. More than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well. But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machine, alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you killed it. Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Makuro. You did. So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules. So which I know you love so much. If the blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto. Yeah. And you can prove this, right? No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this? A comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence? I don't have any evidence. I don't have any right now. But with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some. Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type. If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire. But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts. And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence? It's not you I'm trying to convince. If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh? Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what he said is exactly right. What we said is exactly right. Despair can never kill hope. Yeah. Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square, then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours? To do Makuro's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial. This time, it's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Well, that would make you a proper climax, wouldn't you say? Or a proper climax. A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Makuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Barry? Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So time for bear jokes. Now, what you suggested might be plausible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax. Does that mean you accept? If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out? Or will my despair claim victory? Let's have one final grisly showdown. He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this. But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting in. So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that, then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you. That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Makuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school, then you win. But if you can't do all that, we'll face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure. When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? Honestly, I can't believe how this has all turned out. But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held. I remember that for sure. So what? I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement. You don't have to be so suspicious. I said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Makuro is no exception to that. Huh? Makuro's trial is no exception? Then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Makuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants. All of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What? Are you telling the truth? Why do you go quiet all of a sudden? I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would you, pal? Would you? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable. Leave me alone! Get out of here! Okay, I'm going. You really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair. Boop 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 boop. A boop boop boop. Boop 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 boop. Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. What in the world is that laugh, bro? Boop 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 boop. Wow. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. So are we finally going to figure out what's going on with this school? I can hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you. Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a trial showdown, do they? They had no choice but to accept. Huh? It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard, like I said. So when was it that the mastermind let the guard down? I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that. And what do you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable. You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off. And yet somehow, the mastermind was able to do it. But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason? They had to show the world something, no matter the cost, us killing each other. They wanted to show the world. The
どうやら
mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
つまり
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
そう
To prove a point, most likely.
ね
Naegi, if you keep repeating what people say, I'm gonna reach through the screen and smack you in the face, boy. You know what? I'm not reading any more stuff. If he repeats something, I ain't repeating it. No, The outside world has a name for students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
そう
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink into despair. The mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair. But that's ridiculous. You're right, it is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
苗木
I
君
know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
つまり
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this would have been a game, but this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
少なく
At
とも
least that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
そうよ
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
そう
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
そうね
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when the fact was exposed on live TV on the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
ええ
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
つまり
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge?
だけど
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
違
In
う
the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
だけど
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
そう
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. We can't defeat the mastermind. It'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
ね
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
えでも
Is that really possible? Huh?
とにかく
Anyway, right now we have to go find the others.
行きましょ
They're
う
probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Here you are keeping secrets again, man. Just... I. So wait, does that mean this is finally open now? The gate is still locked. We're gonna open it till this is all over. Is it really not gonna open till all this is over? She said the others are in the dorm. I guess the only one we should really talk to is the only one who got some common sense right now. Is he inside?
ね
I don't think he's here. Come on, we need to keep looking. I don't think she's here. Come on, we need to keep looking. Well, there's only a few people left. This is Hina's room. Is she inside?
ね
Well, Hero's the only one left. Maybe they're in the cafeteria? And suddenly we were greeted with you again. Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Jeez, what in the world?
で
I
も
wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief.
苗木だよね
みんな、
やっぱり苗木だどの角度から見ても苗木だよ あら生きてたのね
まったくゴキブリ並みのしぶとさだな。
念のために聞いとくけど、幽霊じゃねえよな。
I wish you were a hero. I wish you were gone right now. Everyone was there. All my friends would struggle together and survive. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to cheer up. Of course you started crying.
なんだ。
What's that smell?
なんだ
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. What? Get away. Shoot. Shoot. In a flash, my tears dried up. Makoto, what was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world.
だべ。
Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who in the world is Miss Cleo? You stink. Are you rotten? Rotten physically, mentally, every way you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in the garbage for a while. That smell is so smelly. Super smelly. You smell even worse than me. Way worse than me. I win. She seems happy for some reason. I didn't click on that though. So what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, I figured that since the trial was over, we'd have access to new places again. And no dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked. So there weren't any new areas. Then where can we go find new clues? I still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. He saved my life.
So,
Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. So he really must be the ultimate luck. The student with the ultimate luck. There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
none.
Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
So,
That's related to what we have to tell you. I need to tell you about it. Tell you all about it. The last class trial. Last class trial?
つまり
We're going to redo Mikuro's trial. What? Seriously? What's the point in redoing it? Makoto killed her. Bro, I hate Hiro. I hate Hiro with a passion. I'm not gonna hold you. No, I didn't do it. Like I keep telling you.
違う
Makoto's the killer. And of course, it's not me or any of you. Then who is it? What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind. What? You're saying the mastermind killed Makuro?
そう
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to stop it.
だけ
But
ど
his discretion meant that he would be the one to die.
なんで
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just, you know...
でも
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time. And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you? Very observant of you.
当然
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to. Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. So now all of this... So knowing all of this, what do we do now?
それって
It's about who killed Makuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind? But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery?
で
But
も
we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything right. Anything, right?
とにかく
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone? Hey, who said you could agree to these terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I meanwhile want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
とにかく
Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words,
面白い
one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
でも
But figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they killed Makuro, and all the school's mysteries, it's a pretty tall stinking order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that.
私は
I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
ええ
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but the killing game began with, oh yeah. So essentially he's saying that Makuro was not the 16th student. Whoever the 16th student is still here. And they killed Makuro. Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why? If the mastermind really is the one who killed Makuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in this school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Makuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that. But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is... Think about this though. Think about this. There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Okay. And, I mean, add in Makuro and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them. In that case, it would have to be Junko. I'm guessing right now that Junko is the mastermind. Why? Because we all saw her die, right? We all saw her die. But she died differently than what Mondo would have, right? Mondo would have died had he not threw the Monokuma away because there was a bomb inside. Where did those spikes come from? I'm betting it was Junko. But yeah, the mastermind is one of the 16 students, that's much is for sure.
So,
and of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue or do you get it now? You're saying the mastermind is one of us? You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us. It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yes, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. So they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active? Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret. I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times. Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way we could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. He could have. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still.
学園内の部屋のロックはすべて解除しちゃいます。好きに調べてちょうだいな。思う存分謎を解いてちょうだいな。うぷぷ。では学級裁判でお会いしましょう。
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
まあい
The
いだろ
time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
戸
At
上
this
の
point,
名にかけて
I can rely only on myself and on the Tagami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
じゃあ
Well then. To making his statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. He didn't take me with him.
おい
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream. Or coffee. You're totally useless. So bye. With that, Toko trudged off out of the dining room. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko? That's right. Which leaves Makoto, Hina, and me. In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too. Wait, how come? Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing. I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know? But up until now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto. That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless. So I figure at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just the two of us. Indeed. So, you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko? Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together. That goes for all of us. I think I know what you mean. I should just see cover more ground and then we can go back together and share what we found. Yes, that's right. Well, I better get going. I have endless list of things I need to check. Monokuma said all the doors of the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before. Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time. Yeah. Shut up and let's get to investigating, boy. You always running your mouth, bro. Like, you talk too much. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed in a single time with a knife, completely through the body. They had been struck in the head with an object. The body was covered. Once we find out who killed, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So, where should I start an investigation for the killer? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the bio lab, and the door of the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open, right? After all. Oh my gosh, dude. You just be talking and talking. Just start doing something. That's where a lot of the time would just be going. I'm already almost at time, bro. Like, because you sat here flapping your gums. Might as well start with the nearest new place. The gate's open, we can finally go to the... Yeah, go up there. I have to just shut up and get up the stairs, boy. This is the second floor of the dorms. It looks like some ancient ruins. Oh no. Or no, it's more like a battlefield. Like a bomb blew up here or something. Structural damage. A lot of the rooms are destroyed. This room too has windows on it. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore. It's just garbage. I opened the door just a crack, glanced inside, and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. Looks like there are a few more areas down here. That's because you're a moron. You're a stinking moron, bro. Why is the bathroom intact? Interesting how all this stuff is destroyed, yet the bathroom stayed intact. A giraffe sticking out of a locker, huh? This room is filled with lockers. It must have been a Hope Peak student who came before us. The class before ours must have used those lockers. Why is this one bolted shut? There's a metal plate mounted on the locker. There's no way to get it open. So the locker's already broken. There's a card reader installed in the door. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers in the locker room of the second floor of the school. And you have to use your ebook to open those up. So does that mean, well, let's give it a try. Took out my handbook with the reader and then, no luck. Maybe only a locker owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. I can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not even gonna bother trying. I don't think this locker's gonna open. Why are there bolts on these lockers? Can't imagine this locker open. I'm not even gonna bother trying. I wonder why that giraffe is there. Is that some type of clue? And why is this room intact? This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has a more adult atmosphere.
So,
It's the headmaster's private room. Kyoko, I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it one more time. Huh? The desk is a home computer. It must belong to the headmaster. There's a piece on the desk. It must belong to the headmaster. Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some search results left on it. Then we might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair. There's not much though. Nothing we don't already know. The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. The group is responsible for the tragedy which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sort of people, whose driving force comes from despair. And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there? But I guess that's the best we could do as a complete Kirigiri failure. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on. I see. That's a good outlook to have. Huh? There's a strange gap in the wall. There's some kind of design mistake. Or construction defect or something. There's a gap here. But not just a normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze? There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. Did you figure out some kind of trick or something? A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on the PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right up. But I don't have a clue what the password might be. All I know is it's probably made up of letters and or numbers. We can't really go from there. You're right, it's not nearly enough to go on. I looked through all the paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could find or think of. I learned more about him than I had a desire to, but nothing that might have been his password. When I think of how much time I wasted on this, so there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we can't get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait, there might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name? Huh? I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hadn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password, knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it, just to be sure? It's not like you need my permission. You want to try it, try it. Do whatever you want. Okay. I was about to say, why are you asking her permission for stuff, boy? This is life or death. I already know your guess is wrong. Okay, in that case, here goes nothing. Collecting myself and turn the computer on. Let me just type the password here. What? That did it? Kyoko, it worked! Why? Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko. Hey, Kyoko. I may as well not even have been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on the only one thing. A present wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. I better check out the suspicious present before I do anything. Seems totally out of place here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Okay. Be careful, Makoto. Why? You think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous, but surprising, probably. Huh? If it is what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so you know what's in there? Just don't scream or anything, okay? I bet it's the headmaster's actual head. Bro, I don't care about your step by step. Just open the box. What in the world, bro? It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined? Just as I thought. What? Yeah, I thought so too. How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there. Human bones. Well, it's not that I was thinking of those bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. It's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box? My father. Huh? What about him? What you found in the box? Those bones? That body. That's my father. Or at least what's left of him. Are you serious? The same man who's been searching for... Hold on. How can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him? Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. Alter Ego said that the headmaster was probably here in the school. But the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. When you put those two together, it doesn't take much to assume that most likely my father was in this school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyway. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong, which is why she never looked into the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties. Was that all there was to it? Yeah, you stop repeating the same stuff. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. This picture. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko. Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past, and yet... To now find something like this. So what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It was a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her. Why? What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself, to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. And this time, he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. Filing cabinet seems like some kind of place you'd find a clue. Should take a closer look, but I don't think Kyoko would like some stranger like me touching her dad's stuff. It's fine, check whatever you want. Okay then. Found were piles and piles of unrelated documents. It's pretty dedicated to his job, huh?
そう
And just because he didn't have anything else, he could have inherited our family business, our legacy. Instead, he left it all behind.
もし
If he couldn't even handle a job like this, he would have been that much more of a failure. I'm sure he couldn't stand the thought of that, and it made him desperate. Alright, man, I am at time, and I am just getting extremely agitated with Naegi right now. So, go figure. It looks like we're gonna find out the mystery behind this whole school. Dude, I'm just still reeling from what I thought were endings. You know? Like, I was... You know what? Let me put the game down for a bit. Because then I can get my immersion back. Like, when I saw Hina with all those kids from both Hiro and Naegi, and then you see Byakuya up there with that forced grin on his face. It was almost like when Vegeta had to do that dance to appease Beerus during Bulma's birthday party. It really upset my brains, bro. I need to recover from that. So when I come back, we'll continue the investigation and possibly get into the last trial. But yeah. Until next time, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And until next time, you guys know what to do. Stay blessed.